Hey guys, Justa guy here with a bit of a Sevtech tip. This is gonna be a little series of me showing you how things are done in a slightly better, concise way than happened during the series. And this one I really wanted to show you is the aerial interface. This thing is pretty awesome. You get it in Age 4. The only really hard part is the Wither Skeleton skull, which you get from the skull fragments, which Wither Skeletons drop in this mod pack. I mean, there might be other ways to get it, but that's the way I got it. It's pretty much one every drop if you use a Looting 3 or equivalent Lux Sword. They spawn in obviously the Nether Fortresses, but you can also get it in Withering Sands. But this thing is pretty awesome. When I first got it, it seemed pretty useless. If you have it taking things out of your inventory, you can have a filter of items, but it only works left to right, top to bottom, left to right. And it stops the first time it hits something you can't take. So either it takes all your stuff or nothing. It's pretty useless. But feeding is awesome. I have a system from this hopping bonsai feeding into it apples that feed into this, and these things keep it pressurized at all times. And this has the Dispenser Upgrade, and this lets you have this feed mode, and you can pick between feed only when you for food. The food can be fully utilized, which means you're hungry enough to need all the hunger that it provides. Feed as soon as you're not fully fed. So the second you have any hunger at all, it'll feed you. And then this is the last option. You have to click this little tiny thing on the box. The part that extends beyond it won't work. But when you have full health, only feed when you fully utilized, right? So that's the thing. But when you're hurt, when you have less than full health, it'll feed you as much as you are possible when you're not fully fed, which seems to be the best option to conserve wasted food and whatnot. I did apples because they grow easily and it's easily replaced, and it'll cover fruit, which is one of the hardest nutritions to get normally, and I've died a lot recently, so I have no nutrition. And you can cover grain, protein, and vegetables fairly easily with french fries and fish and chips, because they count as junk food or something, and you can eat them when you're not hungry, so that's not an issue if you want nutrition. But for regular hunger, I'll show you. Here we go. So I'm hurt. And you'll notice my food goes down. And then it eats. If you had the sound loud enough, you might hear the burp sound of you eating it. I kind of have the sound down pretty low. But yeah, and it's just this tiny little bit because they're only apples. You could put steaks or anything in there. It's kind of hard to get a variety of foods just by the method of putting it in. I don't know how you could randomly do it because the hopper would always do the first item unless it ran out. So I don't know how you could theoretically get it to be a random selection of nutritional foods. The only thing I can think of is like a dropper and a 1-slot hopper or something to work with. I don't know how it'd work. But I'm just going to use apples and then eat french fries and fish and chips when I need to. But this goes over dimensions. You never have to carry food again. You don't have to. It doesn't take up an inventory slot. You don't even have to hit it to eat. You're just full forever. Now, this won't give you the best nutrition unless you combine it with other foods, but that's not so much an issue as you would think. Now, I'm going to show you how I did this. I just wanted to show you the full thing working, and now I'm going to cut to putting it back together. Okay, guys, I'm going to cheat a little bit and leave some of it up, but for the most part, you need a steady supply of pressure. I like the flux compressors because RF or whatever is unlimited, easy, and even if you're just using a water wheel or something, you don't have to maintain it like, you know, diesel or gas or whatever the other flux compressors run on, you know, coal. You don't necessarily need these many heat sinks, but I find even just 3 or whatever per thing is more than enough. And these are just connected to compressed iron blocks. You can use more, you can use less. These things, the important thing is the security upgrade, which stops it at 20 psi. The volume is iffy, you don't necessarily need it, just helps keep the stuff up faster, I guess. Speed is pretty important. Otherwise, it takes forever for just these two things to power up your device. In fact, even with 2 speed upgrades, it probably takes like 2-3 minutes to power this. Huh. It kept the pressure when I broke it. I didn't know that. That's interesting. But yeah, so this just needs the security upgrade so it doesn't blow up, as far as I know. I don't know if you can do it just with the other outputs. The volumes help, obviously. And then the dispenser is what this does. And then you just select the food source that you like best. If you're using expensive food, I'd probably say this. But if you want food that just keeps you going without worrying about it, the gold apple option seems to be the best. And now it needs power to go with the pressure. I just put it on top. This little arrow always faces that one direction, north or whatever, and I can't seem to ever change it, so I'm not going to hook that up yet because it's probably going to shock and kill me again. Now, it needs to be fed in. For whatever reason, the item tubes seem buggy and they don't always work, so I'm using a vanilla hopper. An omnidirectional hopper works as well, but these extraction tubes work sometimes but don't others. You could also just go straight hopper, but I wanted to filter out the sticks and logs. I moved this from where it was next to my major and thing because I had it closer to my hub of storage because of that, but then I realized I don't need it there. And then the other key part is, oh, I messed this up when I took it apart, I guess. Item router. You have to put in a filter for apples on the color side that's facing the way you want to take the items out of. So yellow is apples. Technically speaking, I don't need to filter the other one with logs and sticks to go out to the trash, because anything that's not an apple will go that way. But whatever. And then that's pretty much it. Just an item extraction pipe and an item injection pipe. Or you can use any other item method things. You have the ME cables and storage bus and export buses. I just find these easier to work with, and I have the materials to make them really easily now with my stuff. And this is done. Literally, you just need the flux compressors, 1 or 2. Once it's going, it doesn't really seem to consume too much pressure, even when it's working. And yeah, just power and pressure, and it's good. And then this, you put these in here, and it'll take apples. And it'll feed you apples as you need them. So you see I'm slightly hungry. It should work. Sometimes it seems to be a little iffy when it first gets started. Oh, it's because I'm full health, so it won't eat unless it can fully use the apple. And let me show you. Alright, here we got the french fries like I was talking about. See, I'm full. I can still eat. I can still eat. Keep on eating constantly. And this still does boost up my nutrition. French fries give you 5% grain, I believe. Yeah. So as you can see, that goes up really easily. And then fish and chips gives you like 5.9 of vegetables and proteins, even better. And you can eat even when you're not hungry. So that can boost up your nutrition really high, really fast. And then obviously the fruit's taken care of by the auto-feeding apples, which is great because I haven't found any good foods for fruit. Like, you can make some pies and stuff, but they're really hard to make. And french fries are really easy. They're just a potato and a knife. Well, the french fries in a paper cup. The french fries come with the baked potato and the knife you make. And it works here. If you're making it out of the tool chest, it's kind of glitchy where if you shift click it, it only makes 1 french fry per thing and it breaks really fast. But this endlessly make fries. And to make these knives is simple too. It's just 2 iron ingots and a flint. So yeah. And then you just put all your french fries. Oh, the french fry shift thing broke, I think. Whatever. And the fish and chips are just french fries, 2 french fries and a fish in the middle in a cup. So yeah, it's really simple. endless food, endless nutrition, never eat again, never technically have to carry food again if you don't want to. I mean, you might lose nutrition, especially if you're not dying, if you're dying a lot, but you have to get really low to get a penalty, and save your slots, save your inventory. It's the only good thing I found for this thing. The taking items out of your inventory is kind of cool because it does it across dimensions, but it takes everything or nothing, so it's not super useful. But this is simple, just a bonsai, hopping bonsai, which is just bricks and dirt, and then over a hopper if you want to make the hopping bonsai one, and you feed it apples constantly, and it's good. You don't necessarily need the trash void if you're not keeping the sticks and all that. You could put it into a void cabinet or something if you wanted to. You also don't even need this chest technically. I just wanted a backlog because this is not super fast. Well, anyways, I can't remember how you bring up the sapling types. I think it's can't get the bonsai. There we go. There we go. But yeah, it's like 5% chance of apples or something. Oh, there we go. I don't know. I can't get it to come up for some reason. But yeah, it's like 10%, 5% of apples. So it's not super fast. So you want a stockpile of apples in case you get hurt a lot and you eat a ton of apples really quickly. And this will go through it all as fast as you need it. So yeah, guys, this is just a little test. Gonna go back and try to give some tips of some things that I did previously. Oh, and I want to talk about these soundproofings. You need them. Well, you need something to block noises if you're ever going to be around this area, because these safety valves leave a low hissing sound at all times when they're working, so it's annoying if you don't have these on. I'll leave them there anyway. But yeah, so catch you guys later. Just a guy signing out. Bye.